We're live, pal. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the Chandie Speaks podcast. It's your girl, Chandie. Today is Wednesday, August 20th. I don't know what fucking date it is. Wednesday, August 20th. That's right. 2025. It's my TT's birthday. Happy birthday to my TT. What's going on, y'all? I know I'm late. So normally the episode would be posted by now, but because I normally would record it the night before, but it's been a whirlwind of just shit going on this week. It's my first week back in beautiful heaven on earth Sedona, Arizona. For any of you who are new to the channel, I got a couple new followers. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the podcast. So yeah, so I migrated to Arizona. It's been a crazy week. It'll be 2 weeks on Sunday. Yeah, so about almost a little over a week ago. And a lot of spiritual, oh God. This may be a long podcast because I don't know how deep I'm going to get this week, really. There's still that, I would say I'm in the honeymoon phase still, because everything is just so beautiful to me. Even driving in traffic, I don't even get mad in traffic anymore because it's just so fucking beautiful here. I turn the corner, I'm like, you know what, I don't even care if this guy's driving too slow. They're probably, enjoying the view too, I'm in no rush really, because this is fucking beautiful. So maybe I'm still in that honeymoon phase, but man, yeah, it's just hard for me to be upset about shit. It's been kind of a slight struggle. Not really, I would say, with finding, for van life, because I live in my van, with finding legitimate places to park at night. I think that's the biggest struggle for me at this time, and getting back and forth to the nearby town that has the nearest Planet Fitness. I don't believe they're 24 hours. It's one of those Planet Fitnesses that aren't 24 hours, but it's the closest one, and I have and it's 20 fucking miles away. It's crazy far away. It's 20 miles away. It's the nearest Planet Fitness. So there is that. Full disclosure with that. But other than that, yeah, we've been chilling, me and my dog. Going through a hella lot. A lot of things I've noticed have just changed. It just has been different since Georgia. I've gone through so much water. I need to up my water game. I thought we were going through a lot of water before. We normally go through 2 gallons. On a good day, if we're active, 2 gallons, me and my dog. In Georgia, that's how it's been last 2 years. But here in Arizona, it's it's way more than that. I'm filling up my water multiple times during the day. It's a different kind of heat than Georgia. Georgia's got that that swampy oh my God, I can feel it now. It's just it takes I can't even breathe. It takes my breath away, and not in a good way. It's just so so much humidity. I'm I can't breathe. I can't do this. But now I'm remembering. So that's the big thing this week. It was I've been remembering a lot of the little things, little ticks that I'm remembering. Hydration is one of them. Speaking of, let me get some water. Hydration's definitely one of them. I feel we're not drinking enough water, but one thing I do like about, at least, I don't know if it's Arizona, but as a whole, but at least in this northern part of Arizona area, they have these water stations where you can just go, literally just go put in a quarter for or 50 cents for a gallon of water, which I think is pretty fucking tight. It's filtered water. So, and there's a few of them around. They're in all the grocery stores. They're in, they have their own stores. It's been very convenient. You can pretty much go anywhere and fill up your water for cheap to free around here, which I love. They're Oasis. They're called the Oasis. At least one of them. Another one's called the water store. Really fucking great idea. Everywhere needs to have that. There needs to just be an Oasis everywhere where you can just go and get some fucking water. So that's been nice. I'm remembering that. I'm remembering all the roundabouts. If anyone's familiar with Sedona, Arizona, the roundabouts, hella fucking roundabouts. It's gonna work my fucking transmission. I actually still need to get an oil change. I still haven't gotten an oil change. Let me see what. I'm doing another 132, probably like 600 miles. I'm doing probably another 600 miles before, but I should go because, yeah, I did a big ass road trip. Just haven't had any time. So I'm working, been working. And yeah, I've been working nights and days, so they're like flip-flopping. I'm just cooking, living the dream, trying to get by. What else is new? Is that all? Okay, let's see if we can get into it. Okay, hella more water. Maybe this won't be a long one. What else am I remembering that was just kind of... Oh, there's no fucking internet, like, anywhere in Sedona, and it's been kind of annoying. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm waiting for this bar. I was going to say hangout spot, but I'll just be honest. This bar opens, but they have like a little couch area outside, and it's basically free Wi-Fi. So I'm waiting for them to open in a couple hours and try and get... It's like... Not even Starbucks. There's no Wi-Fi anywhere, and no one wants to give up their password. Like, select places give up their password for, like, it's wild. So that's something that I can't believe I would forget something that important. It's like you can't really do anything online at all. There's like a major energy vortexes like all around within Sedona, and like everyone just sort of experiences it. But if you're van life, it's a little bit more difficult because it's like I don't have like my home base router to like rely on, you know. I actually have to now. I got to go buy a little hotspot thing, which I've been thinking about getting. Add that to my shopping cart, my van life wish list, because that's kind of lame. I'll be out, like I've been dispersed camping, and like, you know, some nearby, you know, open areas where people are allowed to just park their RVs and vans and stuff, just trying to lay low and stay low key. And I'll be chilling. Like, I'm watching the sunset. I'm out, like, we're out with the dog, and we're out just, like, chilling. I'm like, man, it would be really fucking nice if I could just, like, watch a video or something. Like, anything. Like, I can't... The email won't load. Like, nothing's loading. Nothing's posting. Which, you know, I probably spend too much time. I talked about in my last podcast, like, I got an addiction to the social media. I should probably just live in the moment more. Just be present in the moment. Yeah, this is the latest that I've actually recorded the podcast for the Chandie Speaks podcast. The latest. Normally I record it earlier, so it literally, time just slipped away. I've been really just trying to have a nice and smooth transition here. Not everyone can... I think I'm doing pretty well. Not everyone can move like 2,000 miles just like that. Just like fucking that. Barely gave a 2-week notice to my last job. Bless their heart. I just couldn't afford to stay. I got bills and shit. You know, so... not many people can do what I did and still be standing here on my last 2 feet. Really my last 2 feet. Girl needs to start making some money soon. I've been actually thinking about being a bartender, but I don't like the idea of just like whoring myself out for tips. I never liked, like, that's not the customer's responsibility. In my opinion, like, yeah, they don't get paid enough. Servers don't get paid enough. And they push that responsibility. The employers push that responsibility onto the customers. It's lame. I really don't like the tipping culture. I know y'all heard me rant about this, but only reason why I've been considering it is because, you know, it is nice to have just, you know, a couple folding money, couple dollars in your pocket. Okay. Need more parking spaces? Yeah, I need to figure out some more parking spaces. I'm alternating between, like, 3 different parking spaces, but ideally, I would like to have a parking space for, like, every day of the week. So I'm not at one spot more than... Because they are cracking down out here. If I can just give you guys the lowdown... a lot of people, when they come to Arizona, I don't know how they do it, but when they're living in van life and they migrate down to Arizona for like the fall and the winter, I'm hearing or I'm observing and seeing that they're going more south. I actually don't know how far Quartzsite is from Sedona, but it feels like it's nowhere near what I've heard of. Let me see. I should probably know. Yeah, 159 miles from where I am. I imagine it's more south, because, okay, it's south and west. It's closer to the California border. And I think we're probably more centralized. I think we're right above Phoenix. Probably more centralized. Sedona is really heaven on earth. It's fucking beautiful. Yeah, a lot of the van lifers migrate down there to Quartzsite, and I don't know how it's like down there, especially if people are in van life with animals, because, like, I've been skirting this same, like, line, or longitude line, or latitude line, whichever, and it seems like it just, yeah, it's hardly bearable up here with an animal. But anyone that goes through Sedona, yeah, they crack down a lot on the camping, and I don't blame them. It's fucking beautiful. And I know, now I'm thinking about it, I sound like a hypocrite, because I was just bitching about those parks in Georgia a few episodes ago, I remember, about charging people $20 to park. In my defense, though, like, compared to Sedona, those are some ugly fucking parks. They're fugly as fuck. Respectfully. Like, not trying to shit on parks or outdoors or nature, but they had no fucking business charging anybody anything when there's places like Sedona that exist. Okay? You guys both can't be in the same level, okay? So yeah, it's just been me coming, like, deeper. Coming back to Sedona has just been me, like, going into a spiral inward into myself. I'm coming back to deeper understandings of myself. And it's been a ball. It's been nice. It's been hot, but I'm like, I knew it would be hot, so it's been trying. So, I don't think I really have much else. Do I? Sedona is a large mountain town with no internet in most places. Yes, crazy that they don't have fucking internet in Sedona. There is a big hobo crow community now that I'm like, I'm finding that because I'm trying to network, I'm seeing, like, myself more, just trying to get out of my shell more and talk to more people more, which is probably why I've been considering being a bartender. But yeah, I've been seeing myself just generally coming out more and just trying to really network and talk to people to see who knows what and what's going on, because I need to know stuff, and I need to get stuff done. And closed mouths don't get fed. So yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people, and I'm just like, I think this time maybe I forgot about it, but I'm remembering, or I don't know, it just seems like there's just a big hobo crow community. And by hobo crow, and I mean this with no disrespect, I just mean, like, just like the people that just sort of linger around. I don't know how they get money. I don't know how they get by. I don't know what their goals or plans are, but they kind of just linger around like the usual suspects. You go, just like, oh, look at, it's so-and-so. Same spot. They're gonna get us caught up, really. From my experience, y'all should be moving around, especially in a place like Sedona. But hey, you know, live with no fear. You know, it's not that I'm being fearful. I just know better. You go to the same place every day around the same time, at least around here. They'll assume that you've been there the whole time. You know what I mean? And then they call the cops on you. I've been falsely accused in Sedona while I was at work. I was like, dude, I've been at work and I leave. I don't park at my job. And someone called the cops on me because when they got there, I was there. And then when they left, I was there. And then when they got there the next morning, I was there. So, I don't know. The hobo crow is just going to get us caught up around. Yeah, there's this RV that I know that they have like a 2-week rule where you're supposed to move around these dispersed camping areas within like a certain mile radius. You're supposed to move like so far away and be that far away within a certain period of time. I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but you're not supposed to basically spend too much time in one space within a certain like radius of that space in a certain period of time. And this RV has definitely been parked there for a week, because I've gone to that same spot 3 times now, and in the past week and a half, and they haven't moved at all. I'm like, you're probably the reason why people are gonna call the cops, and now we all gotta fucking move around. Really, I don't care what you do. I'm not trying to pass any judgment, but just, like, don't leave it a fucking mess, you know? It's probably good for the earth, that we fucking move around anyway. I'm not trying to be one of those people, but yeah, like, some rules are in place for a good fucking reason. And that's different because I remember a younger version of myself last time I was here, I was bitching about it. I was like, what? Hell, a couple weeks ago I was bitching about the fucking parks in Georgia. So, yeah, man. I'm literally not the same person I was a couple of weeks ago. Okay. What else do I need to talk about? Free food at church. They have a lot of, missions or, like, churches that have, like, food where you can come and get food. Actually, today would have been the day. Actually, what time is it? I might actually hit up that. No, I already ate and I don't have enough gas right now. But yeah, there's this one mission that's, like, over by my gym, 20 miles away, and there's another one here in Sedona, and they give out free food. Since I work at a restaurant, basically, restaurant bar, I haven't taken advantage. I've just been getting some really nice employee meals at work, and that's been really fucking good. Really fucking good. So yeah, I remember that last time I was here in Sedona, I remember, you know, needing to go and get some free food, and it was really nice that they were there. You just go, I mean, you don't have to go for, like, the ceremony, or not the ceremony, I don't fucking know what it's called, where the guy comes up and reads from the Bible and, you know, makes you feel all holy, or supposed to make, I don't know what, but yeah, I'll go in, like, right after and get me a free fucking plate. I am getting kind of hot. I kind of really don't want to do this. I'm just doing it because of integrity, and yeah, I've already made the commitment to do it. No one's asking me to do this. This is mostly for me to look back on. Cottonwood is like little Sedona. Everyone who works in Sedona lives in Cottonwood, which is something that I'm remembering. Another thing that I'm remembering is, like, Sedona is absolutely gorgeous, and it's so fucking beautiful that there's a lot of actually, like, a lot of Airbnbs, a lot of people with money moving in here, gentrifying the whole place, and really not even gentrifying it. They're kind of keeping or preserving the natural beauty of it, but it's also kind of running off the locals to, like, nearby towns, which is, like, 20 fucking miles away. Their money is drawing in more money. That's just how the capitalist fucking train works. Their money is bringing in more money, so it's good for the local people to work here in Sedona, but for most of from what I've seen and observed, like, none of them actually live in Sedona. They have to, like, commute to, like, the nearby towns. There's a few of them around Sedona. Cottonwood, I feel like, it's the furthest one, or it's little Sedona, and then you got Rim Rock, which is a big one. Camp Verde. They have to commute like 30 minutes sometimes just to come to work. So they're making good money, but it's kind of balancing out, you know, with the gas that they'd have to spend to get to work. So that's kind of wild. I would love to be able to afford to live in Sedona. I mean, they got, like, $1 million fucking homes out here, I'm fucking sure. But a lot of it's Airbnbs, resorts, spas, hotels, private property, golf courses, you know, like, it's money, so it's bringing in more money. But that's just how it is. I moved to a tourist place, which is what I wanted, you know. I wanted to have more money. But man, I want to make a friend. I need to make a friend who lives out here in Sedona, which is partially another reason why I want to be a bartender out here. And I've been told that it's hard to get a start as a bartender in Sedona. Like, you kind of have to come with experience. But I think they were just trying to scare me. No disrespect. I think you're just trying to scare me. I don't live that way. If something's telling me to go apply at a bar, I'm going to go do it. Because I want to network. I want to meet someone. I want to meet a friend who lives out here. And they're like, oh my God, Luna, Chandie, you are so fucking cool. You can come park at my place. You can come fucking, like, chill here and look at these beautiful, beautiful views. Can't even get mad at traffic views. Can't even get mad at anything. Such a beautiful town. It's expensive, though. Expensive as hell. I think that's all I needed to talk. Maybe add that last minute. Oh, I was going to add a clip in. Maybe I'll add a clip. Should I add a clip? Is this going to be a clip episode? Oh, God, because I went into like a little tangent this week. Oh, now that I remember, I started a couple mini fires on, oh God, TikTok, of all fucking places. That's right. Too damn old to be up here on TikTok. And damn sure too old to be starting little fires on TikTok. Well, hey, they were necessary. I like to call it, you may call it trolling, but I call it, just inspiring people to think differently. And I think I was going through it this week. What the hell got on it? Because I need to be full circle before I fucking get into it. What got me into that? Oh, I made a post. So I came across a different content creator who was basically they said, what did they say? They were basically it was giving advice to men on how to attract women. I don't know if it was it sounded like it was pretty, I don't know, like real. I don't know if they were joking or anything. I guess maybe in the way that he delivered it, but he was giving advice to a guy who didn't have any luck with women, about how women aren't really attracted to the nice guy, and how they're more attracted to, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's outliers, there's exceptions to the rule, but generally most women, that's what he was saying, okay, which I kind of agree with, that women are not attracted to the nice guy, really. They're more attracted to the person who is attractive, okay? And he defined attractiveness from a woman's point of view as masculine traits that make him attractive. And sometimes those masculine traits that make him attractive may also throw him in the quote bad boy category. So that saying where like women are attracted to bad boys, it's not necessarily, from what I'm understanding, it's not necessarily that women are attracted to bad boys over the nice guys. They're attracted to the masculine traits that bad boy fucking carries, or that it just looks like it's a tough guy or a bad boy, when really it's just a man being a fucking man. And I kind of agree with it. I think, there's obviously, it's not all women, okay? But I would like to believe, like, I firmly believe it. Most women are just, if we're women, if we're deep in our feminine, then, and we're heterosexual, we must be attracted to the fully formed masculine. That's just how it is. And there's masculine traits that some people may call like, oh, he's an asshole, or he's this, or he's that. And I feel like it's unfair. I feel like with some of these, I gotta use my wording right here. Some groups of people may try, in my opinion, to emasculate a man. I feel like they're sort of taking away from his masculinity. So hypocritical, because they don't want to be told how to be a woman from a man, but yet they're telling a man that he's being too much of this or that. And it's like, I'm a man. Like, you can't, come on. Like, that's how it, and there's a lot of traits that the masculine carries that the women, they're capable of carrying. It's just like, by design, they're not meant to, okay? Men fucking build bridges, okay? And buildings and worlds. That's their purpose. Let them be men. And I went on a tangent, of course. I had this like shocking revelation when I saw the guy's post. And I was like, yeah, now that I think about it, like if I had to choose between the guy who's super nice to me and completely respects me, doesn't speak out of, any crude language. It doesn't, you know, the nice guy, the guy that you mostly friend zone. Nothing wrong with the guy, you know. I feel comfortable and more probably safe around him, right? But as far as overall attraction, yeah, the masculine energy, it's like you need to have that too. You can't, and that's what we call the fucking Prince Charming. That's what we call, if he's a nice guy and he's also masculine, all the way around, fully formed, divine, then that, yeah. And those guys are hard to come by. Let me go into this TikTok post, because I know I can't even go on it because it's going to stop recording. I should have screenshot it. But yeah, I wrote, I'm on Chandie Speaks on TikTok, which I just got into. Literally, I have no followers. But it was nice to kind of figure out the algorithm of things. And I wasn't even trying to, like, start any fires. It just so happened to start a fire, and I sort of kept it ablaze for, like, 3 more posts. So the first post, I was, like, saying that women don't care if you are the nice guy, that you're the nice guy if you're unattractive. And now in retrospect, and even then when I posted, I noticed that, like, that's how I used to post on Facebook too, where it's like, language is very important. We spell things with you know, with words, you know, you spell, you make words, you're casting spells. So I try and be very careful with my language. And I think grammatically, I think I would have changed the if to a that, but that's neither here nor there. The message that was given across, that women don't care if you are a nice guy, if you are unattractive. I specifically chose that word unattractive instead of going into what attractiveness sort of means to a woman in the post, because I don't need people coming on there and just like agreeing with me and shit. I like engaging with people in a way that sort of triggers them, for lack of better words. Yeah, I want something emotionally to go off in your head, and you can either use like logic and reason, or you can just go straight off emotion, which a lot of people who didn't get it were going off. Go see the post. It's public. I have a public profile. But a lot of these women and men, simp ass fucking men, and just my lost females out there, who came on and defended that. But, you know, if they had, I don't know, the ability to read the room, like, that's, if I saw something like a post like that and it triggered me so much to where I have to go into the comment section at all, then I'm at least gonna read what other people fucking wrote first before I open my mouth. And maybe they did at that point, but quite a few comments. I mean, compared to my other comments, I think like 30 comments or something, or 15 comments, half that. Not really, but it's still like, I'm still new to TikTok. It's still my newest, like, most popular post. And the women just didn't like, I guess, the way that I worded it. Some women didn't understand, like, what do you mean if they're attractive? They knew it was true. They knew it was true, but they wanted to be combative. I noticed a lot of women just wanted to just come on there and be combative and not agree with what I'm saying. Not that I was looking for them to agree with me, but what I was saying was the fucking truth. Even if I was talking about just physical attraction, okay? Which we all know isn't true. Isn't the full definition of attractiveness. Like, when people go out and pick a mate or a partner, they're not just basing it. You'd be stupid, really, if you're basing it fully on physical attractiveness. And the people that came on there and commented saying, like, you know, trying to combat and argue with me. I don't argue with people, but yeah, I can tell that's where their mind went. That's how they most likely choose a partner. That's how they've always been chosen. This is off of like, they put a lot of value into, like, physical attractiveness, and they, you know, there's a lot. And when you go on and comment on posts, it's so funny. TikTok is like opening up a whole new shit for me right now. I never thought I would say this, but I'm kind of enjoying just the algorithmic psychology of it all, because, like, you can literally not even fucking comment on a post. You can just be triggered and just sit with those feelings by yourself. But now you have to let other fucking people know, whatever it is you're saying, that you agree, that you disagree, that you like what I'm saying, that you don't like what I'm saying, whatever the fuck you're saying, you had to make a point to, like, let it be out there instead of just processing those feelings. Like, either way, I don't care. I said what I said. And then people start to attack you. Like, I literally don't argue with people. I'll just stop talking. I'll stop engaging with you. If you want to have a discussion or want to have, like, a healthy debate, not even healthy debate, I truly feel like that's true. What's another one I made that got people... I tried to keep it balanced. So one was leaning more towards women, or that was... I don't know. I think that was sort of in the middle. I made another post that... What the fuck was it? I can't go on TikTok right now, otherwise it'll stop recording. But I think it was... I said, women... I said, many women are just here. I gotta remember exactly what I say before I piss anybody off, because I kind of pissed a lot of people off. Not as much as I pissed off the first one, but I felt like a lot of people were triggered by the nice guy and unattractiveness, because that is it sort of leans on... It sort of takes a hit at unattractive men, which there are many of them. So, yeah, I guess it's easier. And men, I think, are just... I think they're just wired to just deal with rejection differently than women. So, but on this post, I got a lot of triggered women in the comments. I'm just trying to find a sweet spot where I can get to people to start thinking. Next time I'm going to screenshot some of the comments and just put them on here, because it'd be funny. It'd be really fun. Go to my TikTok and engage with me, Chandie Speaks. I don't know if it's Chandie Speaks or Chandie Speaks Podcast, but I don't even know. I try not to open the app more than twice, 3 times a fucking day, because, like I said last week, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Time just can get away from you. What the fuck did I write? Now I'm drawing a blank. Let me get some water. Oh, I said, many women are just here to give pleasure to men, and to have their babies. Everyone's got their roles in life. And that is like one of my famous quotes. I post that once every so often on somewhere on the social medias. Just to kind of get a feel of who's out there and what's out there. And I know it sounds like, to someone who's coming from like a triggered and traumatic space, it sounds like I'm being harsh. But I'm really trying to reach out to these women who feel like, this is for real, who feel like they have wasted their life on doing something that society has always told them to do, which is to give pleasure to men. As a woman, that's what they expect of us. Either give pleasure to men or have their babies, both. That's your role as a woman. And I really wanted to sort of trigger the right women's emotional part of their brain that'll get them to just come on there and just be vulnerable and be like, you know, yeah, you're right. All my life I've been fucking catering to everyone else, and I don't feel as fulfilled or whatever. I'm not saying it's not a fulfilling life, but that's who I was reaching out for. One of my pet peeves, sidebar, one of my pet peeves is when someone comes on and comments on a post like, not all women or not all men. There's a reason why I chose the language. I never ever would say all men or all women. I say many, most, some. I never say all. And people come on there and just feel like they have to, like, something in you must be triggered enough to come on here and just let people know something that is absolutely obvious already. Like, no fucking shit. So, yeah, that kind of just gets on my nerves when people say that. But, yeah, that's who I was looking for when I made that post about everyone having their roles in life and how many women, I said many women are here just to have their babies, have men's babies and give them pleasure. And a lot of women were triggered in the comments. I don't think I actually really, none of them had anything productive to say, so I don't engage in, like, lower vibrational, like, I just like let it just stay there. You can just have it there. Thanks for the algorithm. I'll see you on the flip side. Yeah, it's been fun setting little mini fires on TikTok. I like inspiring people to think. It's never coming from like a hating or judgmental place. It's coming from at least the level of consciousness or level of understanding that I have within that exact same time. It may change. I don't know everything, but it feels fucking legit. Feels fucking legit. What else was I going? I was going through some shit this week. I might actually throw in the clip. How long have I been talking? 38 minutes? No, we don't have to throw in the clip. If I do, I have to edit it down. Yeah. Go check them out. Send me your questions, 𝘨𝗫𝗶𝘀𝑎𝑠@gmail.com. I have no questions this week. I didn't ask any questions this week. I basically just set many fires on TikTok and worked and survived. You know, just doing my best to transition into this beautiful life that I'm building for myself. I might add that clip in the end of this because I think it's a 20-minute clip. And I have to give you like a pre-thing about it. But I also made that clip like 3 days ago. So when I say I like energy moves fast here, I'm literally not the same person. Not trying to sound egotistical or cocky or anything. I'm literally not the same person I was 3 days ago. Definitely not since the last time I recorded a podcast last week. Definitely not. So I'm wondering if I should make this a clip episode and just throw in this last clip. And, you know, yeah, it's kind of a topic for another time because energetically I'm not quite prepared. How about that? So we're going to end it there. I think I might throw in the clip. I might have to edit it down. But how about we do 2 different endings? So this is going to be the ending for just the end of the podcast. Thank you all for listening. I know it was not much going on high key wise, but you can feel the energy, you can feel the love. I'm still here. I'm still living the dream. Trying to get more back into my photography. Oh yeah, I've been flying my drone a lot. These episodes, if you're following on YouTube as well, they're going to have clips of really fucking good captures of Sedona. So if you've only been watching me on Spotify, really appreciate it, but please also go check out the YouTube version of the episode so you can see those clips because it's literally heaven on earth. And the pictures don't do it any fucking justice, but I have more coming, and I'm also getting better with flying and getting more comfortable behind the pilot seat. But I'm gonna end this podcast. I'll see y'all next week. Now, in case I end up listening to the clip, I'm going to play it back right now. I'm going to give a little disclaimer of it. And it's basically about just how I just had like a mini epiphany. This is so weird. I hope you guys are following me. I'm weird. A mini epiphany this week about kind of like how women rate themselves. I know I've talked about it before on my van life diaries, but I just brushed over it, but I'm sort of coming to like a deeper understanding. I just want to wait for a later time to go fully into it, but maybe I'll give the preview now, most likely. And it's basically how I feel like women have like men rate themselves like higher than they are. Women rate themselves higher than they typically are. For the most part, women sort of have an overinflated sense of like their own like attractiveness, their own level of attractiveness. And what I'm learning, I guess it's like a deeper layer. Fuck it, we're just gonna get into it because I'm getting into a flow. It's like a deeper understanding of the way men and women sort of coexist with each other, and a lot of it has to do with how we perceive beauty, or what we see, what we deem as attractive in another person, like what we find attractiveness, like how a man rates attractiveness within a woman is definitely not the same. It's completely different than how a woman would rate attractiveness within a man. And I'm just coming to like a newer understanding of it. Sort of had like nice little aha moment. And I've been guilty of it too. Of course, woman wants to say like they're a 10. They're not a 10. Okay. Not every woman's a 10. If every woman's a 10, that means no one's a 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I think, and I'm not trying to be hurtful or saying, but if we're talking about a 10 as far as like, we have to like make a different, we have to make a differentiate between what we find ourselves attractive. Like, if you have a lot of self-confidence, that's one thing, but that has nothing to do with if you're trying to attract a man, what they would find attractive in you. It does different from man to man. I'm obviously not talking about all men and all women, but for the most part, yeah. Women kind of see themselves higher on the scale of attractiveness, and it's usually, I think it's based off of how they see themselves versus how they are attractive with the opposite sex. Throwing no shade, but it's helped me become realistic with my own level. I think I'm a solid 5.5 or 6. I think I'm a solid 6. That's just an honest assessment, and this is right around the time when all the girls will come out and be like, oh girl, no, oh, you're a 10, you're a baddie. And it's like, first of all, you don't get to tell me what I think about myself. You know, you don't get to tell any man what they find attractive. You know, just because you find yourself attractive doesn't mean that someone else would find you attractive. This should be like common. And I think women just sort of, they put themselves in like a higher category than they need to be. And men tend to be more realistic with their self assessment. So yeah, I came to terms with just being a solid 6. And a lot of it has to do with what a man would see in me. According to a man would rate me a 6, I think. But it doesn't take away from what the value that I hold in myself. There, all these smart ass women out here, all these degrees that these bitches have, and they have no self value, and it's just like the funniest fucking, not funny, it's kind of sad, you know, like, men don't get to tell you about yourself. They get to tell you about themselves, how much, you know what I mean? They get to tell you what they think of you. And that's all fair. Some men don't like fat chicks. Okay? Most men don't like fat chicks. Most men. On like the grand scheme of general attraction to most men. I think most women get this, but we try and like include everyone. I'm not saying that they're unattractive or they have no self-value, but it's like, know your audience, you know what I mean? Like, so I went into a tangent about that, how women rate themselves versus how men rate themselves. I forgot what else is on this clip. I'm going to play it back. Yeah, basically, if everyone's a 10, then no one's a 10. And it's kind of just like, it's like a snowball effect. Snowball, like, all these women who think they're a 10, so they go aim for 10s when really they're like a 5, or they're like a 6, or they're just average. You know, most people are average, men and women. I firmly believe that. Like, most people, they're going to be settling. You're going to settle, okay? You're going to be settling on someone. And that's mostly, in my opinion, that has a lot to do with just like the sexual liberation movement. Let's be real. Not trying to come down on sexually liberated women whatsoever. But if you are trying to attract a man, or if you're trying to at the very least gain respect from him, my love, please stop having random sex with them. That's all I'm saying. You can't have both. Okay? You can't have both. You can't be sexually promiscuous. I'm telling you from like the other side. I'm not even telling you from like, this is from wisdom here. Like, a lot of these men like don't even deserve it, and we should just kind of like know that and understand that, and just sort of set higher standards for ourselves instead of just like sleeping with them for whatever reason we sleep with them. It doesn't matter if it was good or bad. To another man, he will view you as less attractive with every body. I know bitches don't like talking about body count. And it is kind of bullshit. It is bullshit. Like, fuck you. Fuck your rating. I don't give a fuck. I honestly, I'd rather be single and completely happy in my own company than to be with someone who's going to judge me on things that I did before I knew better, you know? But at the same time, these are the facts. That's something that you can't sort of undo. You can't undo a body. And I want to inspire anyone, everyone, in the most respectful way possible. Just stop whoring yourself out. Please just stop. Because in the long run, we'll get back to that balanced, fully formed, divine masculine. The men today suck, okay? A lot of them are unattractive, and not just in the physical way. They're not taking care of themselves physically. They're not taking care of themselves spiritually. But it takes two to tango. I'm on a soapbox right now. It does take two to tango. They had to get there from just having to adapt with the times. And I think the sexual liberation movement had a lot to fucking do with it. If women, I don't know, it was religious and all this other shit back in the day where we were just kind of paired off with, like, if you were 5, everyone in town knew that you were going to be paired off with the other 5, okay? Your mom set it up, or, like, you would never see back in the day before feminism came around, women just going and shooting higher than they, you know. But now it's like, it's kind of made it like fair game, yeah. I'm not trying to side with anyone right now. I'm just trying to help people think better. Really, like, a lot of the men of today kind of need to die off, in my opinion. But we can start right now by just honestly just assessing ourselves, not just physically, okay? And not just, like, spiritually, but if you're really trying to, you know, attract the opposite sex, ladies, I'm talking to ladies, then you got to honestly assess yourself. You got to look at your number for real, and then you got to decide how and what ways can you up your number. I'm not trying to help pick-me's get better at picking, okay, or being picked or anything like that. Like I said, I think most of the men today just have some fucking audacity trying to pick anybody with you know. Okay, I think I'm rambling a little for too long. I'm gonna pause this for a second. I'm gonna add in the clip. I'm gonna edit it down a little bit. But thank you all for listening. If I don't add it in, then this will be a great topic for next week. I'll see you next week. I have to accept it's quite detrimental to my fucking health and my entire life that I accept reality as it is. Not how I want it to be, but how it is. I know we'd want to live in a world where everyone has a soulmate, right? Everyone has a special person that falls right into their number thing. Into their range. If you're a 6, you're going to date a 6. If you're a 7, you're going to date a 7. That's not reality. That's how we'd want it to be. There's not a special person for everyone. The reality is just that. There is not a special person for everyone. There are people who are wanted by everyone, and then there are people who are wanted by no one, that no one wants. And then there's the people in between who kind of just take what they can get, right? I'd say, like, the lower bottoms are like the 5s. If for a man, I would say a 5. Absolutely. Because, yeah, women don't look at men how men look at women. Men see, for the most part, they see women for what they are. For the most part, you're not going to see a dude looking at a woman and being like, she's got potential to be more. No, women do that. And it's just so crazy that I'm kind of waking up to it. I'm kind of just talking some sense into it. Let me just preface this, because I already been talking to myself for God knows how long. But I sent a text message to the guy who I've been carrying on a unintentional, undefined text/voice memo relationship with for like 3 months now. Right? The last message that he sent me was like maybe 2 days ago, I believe. And it left me feeling sort of underwhelmed, or very underwhelming, I guess is the word, because just of the amount of diving and climbing that I've been doing since his last message, I know there's a phrase for it, but yeah, I just left. It was boring. It was unstimulating. It was unenthusiastic. It was underwhelming. It was just like, nothing. And I know that women communicate different than men communicate. So that's what makes this voice memo thing just that much more inauthentic to me for some reason, because it's breeding even more social anxiety, I believe. And it's not really helping us like communicate as a collective. I don't, at least from my perspective, it doesn't feel like it's helping us all in doing this. Okay, I went from having like texting is just emotional. Voice memos is like emotional texting. It's like texting with a little bit of context. It's like texting, that with like, verbal cues and inflections and tones and speaking patterns. It's like a more personalized text message. It's essentially like a text message with feelings. The same triggers go off, or the same reactions or effects happen in my brain when I send a text message versus when I send a fucking voice memo, because I'm still waiting for that fucking response. Whether it's a long message or a short message, I'm still going to be wondering if I'm just going to be left on red. It's the same fucking shit. And now they've got a little bit more. It's like a counterfeit, or it gives you the illusion of closeness, but it's actually, it could be far more. I can see how it can snowball into being far more destructive because of just the personalized, aspect to it. I'm low-key kind of butthurt that I've said so many words, and I've sent minutes and minutes, almost hours of my time via voice memo, and I've gotten very little back in response. Nothing that would like make me feel like it was an equal exchange as far as vulnerability or emotions or anything. But yeah, the reality that I need to accept, that I'm coming to accept, is that there's levels to this, okay? There's levels to it. You got men and their level of attractiveness. And I'm going to give a shout out to 𝘁𝗵𝗶𝘀 because I'm not even, this is just new. I've been binge watching 𝘁𝗵𝗶𝘀, okay, on YouTube. But this is just me explaining it to myself from my understanding. You got men and women. You have the most attractive men in our society, the 10s, the 9s, the 8s. And then you have the not so attractive men in our society, the 1s, the 2s. And it's not just about physical attractiveness when it comes to, at least for men. Maybe it's for women, but I'm not there yet. For men, it's not really about, it's not all about physical attractiveness. It plays a part. It's not all about physical attractiveness. It's about other things that the masculine takes on that make him more attractive. Other things that in the masculine that make him attractive, you know. But overall, attractiveness for men, their scale is different than women's scale, right? And it's all based on what we all collectively as a society agree on what is attractive in a man and what is attractive in a woman. For the most part, women get to decide what makes a man attractive, and men get to decide what makes a woman attractive. That's just how society is, okay? That's just what we do over time. Now, back in the day, when we had religion and all this sin for like being a whore going around, what we did as a society or as a culture was just pair off with the ones who was supposed to be for us. We didn't overinflate ourselves. We didn't we knew what we had. We knew what we didn't have, and everyone just paired off pretty fucking evenly, right? Maybe some ones on the bottom may have even gotten some, maybe, right? But here comes feminism and sexual liberation, and in a man's eyes, deciding, knowing what is attractive in a woman. From his perspective, a woman who has never had sex or has like very little partners is more attractive than a woman who's had multiple partners. That's just it's just what is naturally in their brain is what they deem as attractive, right? Now, the difference between a man and a woman, another difference is like the woman thinks the man is attractive for all these masculine traits, right? Which may or may not, everyone wants the man who has all these masculine traits, okay? The 10s, the 9s, the 8s at the top of the list. Now, because of sexual liberation, because women are free to go and get gangbanged if they fucking want to, and then come to you demanding that you give them a ring, even though I just got gangbanged. Yeah, he'll probably, go along with your delusion, but he's not going to give you a ring. Because in society, from the male's perspective, a woman who has had multiple sexual partners is unattractive to a man. It basically loses you points. You can win back some points with a man while being sexually promiscuous if you have, changed or you fucking, only had a little partners or something. If you're smart, if you're fucking got a good head on your shoulders, he might still cuff you. But really, he knows he doesn't have to. As a 10, 9, 8 top tier man, knowing that he has multiple options, that he will continue to have multiple options because he has self-awareness, he realizes that he's a catch. Why would he want to marry a woman who has fucked their way through life and now wants to settle down, when there's a woman out there, I'm sure, for him who's a 10 and 9. And from a male's perspective, a woman who is a 10 and a 9, yeah, like I said, they haven't, for the most part, they haven't had many partners. They're smart. They're family oriented. They're, a very physically attractive, nurturing, emotionally supportive, feminine traits. That makes if you have all those feminine traits and physically you're sexy, you are a 10 in a man's eyes, right? Let's say you're a virgin. You're a 10. You might you might fucking fuck around. 10s usually flock together. It's kind of hard to not have a 10 in the same room with another fucking 10 and have it work out, because that's just how it is. Birds of a feather flock together. But what we have is these little fucking pigeons, these hobo crows, these fucking horse-looking ass bitches who's fucked up their life with all these dicks they've had inside of them, or maybe babies. And now they're like, on paper, from a man's perspective, they're like a 5. Like, they're good enough to fuck. A man will fuck a 5. A 10 man will fuck the shit out of a 5. Because it's easy. He'd be insulted if you didn't let him fuck. How are you going to be a 5 and let 7s and 6s fuck, but you're not letting me fuck too? And it's all because of this fucking sexual liberation. If women weren't going around with the freedom to fuck everyone, they wouldn't be, quote, they wouldn't be expiring from a male's perspective in their 30s. They would be just beginning their life in their 30s, But women aren't focused on keeping a family together anymore. They're just trying to, like, hit a lick. They're trying to get to the next one. Women have an overinflated sense of ego or of themselves, and men benefit from that. Men pretty much live in real time when it comes to assessing their own sexiness, because they can see what women like. That's why niggas are into astrology now. That's why men fucking have TikToks and make dance videos and shit. Straight men, supposedly, are doing astrology, tarot readings, dancing. Straight men are doing this. Why? Because the need has, now the need's here. Women like that. Women find that to be attractive. And those are all the men that's in between. Then you have the people who fall behind. And then you have the people who go over and above. Now, the sexual liberation is making it so now these men who are at the top, number one, they can't find a good wife. They can't find a good wife. Not one that would fit their needs, right? Because all the women are fucking other men. They don't want to be seen in public with. They don't want to be as successful, self-made as they are, walking around with the neighborhood whore. So, well, they still gotta fuck though, right? They're still human. We're all fucking human. So they're fucking the fucking 10s who have been ran through. They're fucking the 8s, the 7s. They're fucking any woman who comes at them, because they know that they're a catch and that will be forever. And they know that none of these women are wife material or marriage material or people that they wanna support in the first place. So I have to accept the reality that, and this is all just a long-winded way of saying, like, yo, in our society, in our culture's eyes, here in America, 2025, bars, your boy, he's higher on the list as far as attractiveness to women than I am on the list to attractiveness to men. Maybe actually, I like to believe that we're about the same because we're reflecting each other. And I don't know why I'm still hung up over this fucking guy. But as a whole, from society's perspective, probably be like somewhere like a 6, like a solid 6 or 7. You know, there's some block there that he can't go past that'll make him fall into a more attractive. And I'm not even just talking about physically, but there's something that's keeping him from reaching his full potential or capacity of attractiveness. And a lot of it has to do with how you perceive yourself and motivation and, you know, upbringing probably. But yeah, I believe that he would probably put himself somewhere around there too. He'd probably put himself at like a 6 or a 7. That would be an honest assessment. And I'm just trying to be honest here. And that's mostly because he can talk to people. He's extroverted. He's self-aware. He's got somewhat of a fun personality. But then, dude, on a hunch, I went to his threads, saw all the replies that he's ever made on, I don't know, like, people forget that stuff's there. It's not like you shouldn't do it because people are watching you. It's just like, you shouldn't do it, period. And if you are going to do it, at least like fix your settings. So like, we can see you, bro. I scrolled down his threads this morning. Bad idea, probably, but hey, here I am. And he's like making all these thirsty ass beta male fucking, what's that word? Incel-esque comments on all these women's posts who have like abnormally large fucking breasts. Big breasted women. All over his replies. And it's public. I can see it. He must know people can see it. You gotta cover your tracks better than that, because now you're kind of looking like a sleazeball. And I'm glad that it was revealed to me, because it lets me know like that's kind of where he would fall. He would only fall so high as a 6 because of behavior like that. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. He's only fallen there because of the behavior of where he is. Everyone can see that, and that's probably why he may not have access to a lot of women, but it's probably safe to say that he has access to more than just one woman, right? Maybe I'm giving him too credit. I think women tend to overinflate themselves and men in a way. Women have a delusional idea of women tend to lean more on their potential more than who they are right here in the fucking present moment. So maybe I am just fucking, no, blowing this up. I don't think I am, but yeah, I can just tell by how he behaves on social media where he would fall on there, right? And that, I think being a 6 is actually, for me, pretty fucking generous. I don't think society as a whole would put him as a 6, knowing everything that I know about the man. You know what I mean? And I don't know everything. I don't know if society would put him at a 6, but knowing what I know already, like, completely, like, not trying to sound like a fucking sleaze incel motherfucker on threads publicly to big-breasted women. He is. And then coming at guys who take it a step further. The man says exactly what you wanted to say, but he said it. This is real incel energy. Now that I'm saying it out loud and I'm playing it back in my head, bro, there's this big-ass breasted woman, bless her heart, she knows what she's doing, saying, I'm trying to get some vitamin D. And then, assuming this is how it went, I'm scrolling past this, whoa, look at this big-breasted woman looking for some vitamin D. Ooh, man, I should give her some vitamin D. Goes to reads the comments. Some guy already beat him to the punch, already said that, like, I can give you some vitamin D. And he's like, what the fuck, bro? Because knowing that women shouldn't be objectified, but he came here to do just that, to objectify her, but in the way where she doesn't feel objectified. So he puts on his fake masculine fucking face mask and tries to call out other men. Biggest simp energy, biggest incel energy I'm gathering right now. To call out another man who fucking sexualized her, you know, even though she's clearly asking for it. And then proceeds to make a relevantly irrelevant quote comment. Like a comment that's like, you know what she was talking about, but you're trying to seem like the nice guy because you think that girls like nice guys. Most likely, she'll go for that guy who just kept it real and said, I'll give you some vitamin D. And he's like, bro, what the fuck? You gotta be nice to her. No, actually, a woman don't really care if you're nice or not. She cares more if you're attractive. You want to get into her friend zone thinking that that's going to make her respect you or like you or not eventually leave you for the guy who is the bad boy who just talks to her like she's a fucking object. Be right there, folks. He's like, me too. I'm trying to get some vitamin D too. Look at my hair. Bless you or have a good day. Simp ass fucking energy. And I had to see it in real time to actually grasp the whole thing. And I'm so glad that I came here. I'm so fucking glad that I came here instead of Colorado. And I'm so glad that I've been keeping it real. I've been legitimately making moves to keep it real. This could possibly mean that I'm just going to be here forever. And that's cool. I know in a pinch, I could drive up to fucking Colorado and get dicked down if I really need it. Because it seems like that's all I really need at this point anyway. And it's a cycle. It's a breaking cycle, okay? So we went from women not having sex with anyone at all until they were picked off and paired off into marriage. Now this man has this one woman. Whether it was a good marriage or an abusive marriage or not is irrelevant. They have each other for the rest of their fucking life, right? Generations of wealth, generations of trauma, I'm sure, but generations of family being built because, you know, it was just simple math back then. 1 + 1 is 2. Now, men have to do this whole extra equation whenever they meet a girl. Women do too, but the whole women's math is different from men's math. Men have to be like, okay, women were allowed, now they're allowed to have sex with anyone, and they just have to basically come to terms that you're not gonna run across a virgin in her 30s. You're not gonna run across a virgin in her 20s. Right? I don't know what men were doing back then when they were getting virgin women, but I'm assuming that they were virgins too. I'm assuming it. I don't know if there was like a such thing as multiple marriages back then. Maybe he had a mistress that he put his penis inside. Maybe we had the town whore who would be every man's cherry pop before they actually go and pop a cherry with their wife. So, yeah, man. Unfortunately, society puts people like a 6, which is, I think, too damn high. He's about to be off the grid completely for me. Women do have the tendency to they try and emasculate men by like undervaluing them or underrating them. Humble them. Women have the tendency to humble men because they can't stand their reflection, really. Women wouldn't need to be humbled and put back into their places if they weren't whores. Right? I'd like to believe that if religion got out of it and we still all as a society chose to be conservative and virgins until marriage, then the chips will fall where they may. You wouldn't have 7s going after 8s or 7s going after 10s or 7 or 3s going after 6s or anything. Everyone would pretty much date within their range with the understanding that, yeah, we only make love once. We only make love with one person in this life. We don't want unwanted pregnancies or STDs or any kind of jealousy issues or complications. We don't want to be in, have your past come to haunt you. We don't want to carry any kind of baggage that you may have had with this other person. In an ideal world, I'd love to be that way. That way, you won't see these fugly bitches thinking that they're the shit, because they're not. They would either work harder so they can get themselves up to 10s, or they would just accept the fact that they're not going to be dating in this life. I don't know where society would place me. I'm sure I can make a really educated guess, but like I said, I know my woman brain wants to place me higher on the list. I think I would probably put myself around the same. Realistically, if I was in a lineup with a bunch of other girls, with like a 2, a 4, a 6, an 8, and a 10, and I think I would be on the 6. I think I'd be right dead in the fucking middle. Like, I'm not fugly. My teeth, my wrinkles, so, from a man's perspective, they like them younger. But I'm talking about a 2, a 4, 6, 8, and 10 at my age range. At my fucking age range. Because we all know the men want younger women. It probably wasn't even like that for the longest time. It was probably like men were dating who they wanted to date because these women had never had sex before, never been in love, or only had sex with one other person or something like that. It probably turned into them liking younger women because it was like their last bit of like trying to get some kind of pure women out here. It's hard for men and women, and it feeds back the cycle, okay? These feminists who believe in sexual liberation, they're 10s. Let's say these women, like, they're getting play too. Just like the 10 man is getting all the bitches, even the ugly ones, the 10 woman can choose whoever she wants to. She can choose whoever she fucking wants. Sometimes she picks lower. Right? By the time Prince Charming comes around, the one who she'd actually settle down for, he doesn't even want her. Because she's been run through. And she doesn't even want him because he can't stay faithful to her. Because he's a 10. And there's not many of them. There's more women in need of 10s, i.e. men out of their league, than there are the men who are in that league to keep up with it. A woman would rather be fucking alone. If she can't be with a 10, she would rather be alone than to go with, like, I don't know, a 6. She can't lower her in her head, she's a 10, even though she's not. She's probably a 6. I think I'm going to honestly and objectively place myself there on 6. I know it can go higher with a little bit of, for me, what society would deem as attractive, with a little bit of makeup, personal skincare, like making my skin glow, making my makeup, dressing more feminine, less hobo-y, more feminine, like with the right dress and the right outfit on, and like, hey, give me like a good margarita, I could be like a 6.5, I think, honestly. I don't think like a man's gonna fawn over me at the fucking bar. He's not gonna go crazy over me. But he'd talk to me. He talked to me for the entire time that I'm there. Right? I'm someone who gets talked to at a bar. Don't get me wrong, fugly bitches get talked to as well, but yeah, I'm someone who they would like, they could have a normal conversation with me. If I was a 10, it'd be hard. It'd almost be like a repellent. Most men, I believe, are intimidated by 10 women unless they're a 10 themselves. And the 10 man's not even, he's looking at the 10 woman, but he's also grateful for all the other numbers that are popping up in his DMs. Okay? So, anyway, I know I'm going around in circles. I know this makes sense to me, but I'm trying to just be grounded in reality. Reality, girl, you're 6. You're a good fucking 6, which is still above average, okay? Another thing that probably makes me a 6, and this could be the woman brain speaking, it's just the amount of fucking talking that I do about this kind of stuff, the deep thinking kind of stuff. yeah, it may not be as attractive than to a man than like a woman who doesn't have such heavy, deep fucking opinions, you know, and life experience. You know, life experience can be unattractive to a man, even if you're not sexualized. Like, what else can he do for you? Unless he's a 10, unless he's a real fucking 10, and he's not a whore, and he's looking for like that girl, like, it's gonna be hard to impress her. She's a healed woman is hard to impress. So yeah, he might go for the 9. You know what I'm saying? So I sent him a message basically saying like, hey, I'm over these voice memos. If you want to talk in real time, like we did, like people did in the 1900s, then just call me. That's basically me setting my foot down. Okay. I'm also, the reality is like, I know that I am not physically attracted to him. Right? Which is a part of how women view men as attractive, but it's not the whole thing. I know that most of my attraction towards him is non-physical, actually. But if this makes sense, his non-physical attractiveness, which is a lot, is still not more than my sexual soulmate's physical attraction, if that makes sense. Because we all know, okay, once you become emotionally entangled, emotionally attracted, let's say to each other, let's say he's emotionally attracted back to me, and we're like honest and communicating and all that shit, and we get to a point where, okay, we're gonna be physical. Just his underwhelmingness, his lack of, you know, all A, B, and C, like all of the critiques that I have, they're not enough for me to just give up what I have already. You know what I mean? And it's not that I even have, or that I have my sexual soulmate, but I know that the feeling that I get when the level of which I can keep it real with him outweighs whatever right now. You know? So, I'm not quite sure what my intentions are with him. I just know that it's not sexual. And I can probably take a hunch and assume that if the man doesn't know his intentions with me either, he probably knows that he would have sex with me if he could. Right? Even though he's not sure what his other intentions may be. Right? So, me continuing on this emotional texting with him is almost leading him on and also giving me a false sense of closeness with him. Because it's not that I don't want to get close to him, but it's just that, first of all, we're missing steps a part of this whole thing. Before this emotional texting was supposed to happen, we were kind of supposed to, as adults, talk about what we want from each other. But let's just, try and keep it casual. Let's just say that we're, super casual. And I know I've mentioned this before. I believe if, we've reached a certain point to where it would be kind of wrong not to have the conversation. And I could be I could be fake as hell right now too. Let's just say that I am leading him on. Like, I do know that I don't want a relationship with him. Like, if I can just be honest and I can just tell him the truth without fearing losing him as a friend, I just be like, hey, I really just like talking to you. If you just want to talk like once a week for hours, I would be fully satisfied. I might fall in love with you if that was a consistent, regular thing, but I'm not guaranteeing it. And the benefit is hopefully mutual. That's really what I'm willing to offer you, is someone you can talk to for hours once a week with the almost non-existent possibility of making it physical. Almost non-existent possibility. That doesn't, that sounds like the dream for me. That's my intention. So by me telling him that, like, if, I didn't say it, but if I said, hey, what are we? That would be the wrong fucking thing to do. Because I know what I want. I just want to know what he wants. And by really wanting to know what he wants is sort of, I don't know, sets a weird intention because I already know what I want. So it really shouldn't even matter. Like, okay, thinking from, like, what would he want? Let's say I'm wanting that and he's like, okay, well, I don't know, that's not something that I can stand behind, or that is something that I can stand behind. We'll either move forward or we won't. It's not something I can stand. Like, I'm trying to be empathetic and trying to think about other people. I'm not saying that I don't care about what his intentions are because of my intentions, but it's sort of like a narcissistic roundabout way of showing him that I at least want to know what they are, Not saying that I'll abide by them or agree with them, but if you could just, I care enough to, like, want to know. And I think that's fine. But not so much to where, like, whatever you say will determine what my intentions are. Which I feel like maybe that's where I'm stuck right now, because no, I'm not stuck. It's just a matter of, like, if it would happen or not. It's like, I know that I don't want a relationship, and yet I'm still kind of wanting to know if he wants a relationship. Because if he did, then what? I'd be down? No, I don't think I would be. I think I'm getting to the point where I can stand in what I want. I don't want a relationship. I wish there was, like, a nice or easy way where we can just, like, ask a guy, like, what the fuck they're working with. What am I going to get myself into? Because I got something pretty fucking good right now. Anyway, asking what are we right at this point is like a straight death sentence. Do not do it. It will not happen. So, if he has any experience with women, I gotta plug my phone in. If he has any experience with women and how we go about communicating and shit like that, then he would take that last text message that I sent him sort of as, like, a pre-warning sign. Right? I didn't demand answers. I didn't say, hey, what are we? Or I didn't express any more vulnerability. I just said, hey, I'm done doing voice memos, and if you want to talk in real time, let's talk in real time. Just call me. Kind of like, hey, call me or don't, but, like, we're not doing this voice memo thing anymore because it's not real. And at this time, I'm not looking for synthetic friendship. I'm looking for authentic friendship. I can get synthetic love and synthetic friendship on the internet. Okay? Case in point. Everyone thinks that they have more options than they do. He realizes he's a 6, but he's shooting his shot at 10s and in the hopes just to be the nice guy, just for the possibility that he might talk back to him, or sleep with him. And women are doing the same fucking thing. We're all performing for each other. And it's not like me, I think a part of us will settle. Like, basically, that's what it is. I'm going to have to settle one day because I know that someone will have to settle on me. So next time, that should be my next proposal. That should be my next proposal. Like, hey, I love you. Most days I love you. We spend a lot of time together. We, you know, every part about of you I could live with. You know, will you settle with me? I know I'm not the fucking best you could have got, but will you settle with me, please? Let's settle for each other. That's basically what it's gonna have to come. We gotta change the fucking language, because marriage is like a fucking joke. I believe in marriage, and that's the crazy part. Them taking marriage out of our fucking culture and our society, and like the religious parts of it, is probably was breaking us all down as a whole anyway. It went from trying to lock down some generational wealth to women want to do it too. Oh, yeah, cool. So now there's more people in the workforce, which means more men have to work harder. So because more of their money is being taken away to help more people in the workforce, so they're not feeling like working is even worth it anymore. So you have men who had full-blown potential possibly to even be 10s, but it's more worth it for them to just be 6s and not have to financially fully support a woman because of women wanting to work too. The math is mathing out, and it's coming out like feminism is kind of breaking down our whole fucking society. By all means, be a fucking boss bitch, but you're not really a boss. Can we just stop saying that? You're not really a boss if you have to go and rely on a man to help you get there. So stop it. And now men are paying for it, and they don't want to pay for you. They're being actually extra selective with what they pay. Hell, they might not even pay at all. They might be full-blown 10s with all the money that they acquired on their own, and they don't have to worry about 60% of their fucking money going to a bitch who's fucked half the fucking town. Golly. I might have to clip this shit down for the podcast because I'm in a groove. I am saying some personal fucking shit on here. I might just cut out the fucking names, but it's just getting a little out of hand here. I know I'm all over the place. Maybe we're all over the fucking place right now. I love you, Chandrie.